What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're brand new here, consider hitting that subscribe button down below, because we are continuing our permaculture orchard. Slowly but surely, we are, everybody's coming to see what's going on here. Slowly but surely, we are going to be filling up our, this is about 1,000-foot lane, and we're going to go on both sides. We're going to have trees going on both sides in a permaculture style fashion. See, we have our 2 apple trees, one there, one down there by the cows. They're all like, hey, what are you doing? What I'm doing is I'm planting right now. This is a June Gold peach. It's a early harvest variety. Just got back from the nursery a little bit ago. And since we're gonna get some more rain tomorrow, we're expecting about 1 inch after the like 10.5 inches that we got just before the new year. Yeah, that was a lot. Decided to put these in the ground, that way they get a good water tomorrow. Is that the right move? I don't know, might be. They're trees, so hopefully they're pretty resistant. But what we're doing is we picked up this June Gold peach. We picked up this one over here. This is called a, if I can get it, harvester peach. And then we got 2 blueberries. Yes, I know. We got what is this, Premier blueberry and Climax blueberry. And what we're going to be doing with the blueberries is we're going to be planting the blueberries underneath the trees here. That way we have multiple levels of food coming in. See, these trees here, they're spaced out 15 feet apart. That's the apple tree there. And then that one's 30 feet apart. That's another apple tree. But right in there, we have some nitrogen fixing trees coming in, which are thornless honey locusts. So saving that spot for that right there. And that will help, you know, get nitrogen to both these trees here and the shrubs underneath. So we're going to be planting the blueberries underneath the, what are you doing, Yoli? Underneath the trees. And the way that we're going to do that is Stefan Subkobiak, I think I got that right. Everybody butchers his name, but he's pretty cool. Up in Canada, the permaculture orchardist there, and his trio method. And that's what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be putting probably a blueberry, probably right about there. And then we'll do a different shrub over there. And then we'll probably do a blueberry, another one down that way. I don't know exactly how we're going to space it out, or what the formula or whatever the shrubs are going to be for. I know we're going to have some nitrogen fixing shrubs, you know, waiting for some sea berry and some goomy berry to come into the orchards around here, the nurseries around here, so we can go pick those up. That's probably what we're going to be doing. Probably it's sea berry, which is another name for sea buckthorn, but want the thornless variety. Why? Because we come down here with our mower and our future ATV or whatever we get, and we don't want that to be poking holes in our tires, just like our cart here. So that's one tree in. We're gonna probably put the other one down that way. Got to figure out the exact spacing, and then we're gonna put blueberry in probably somewhere right about here underneath it, because I believe the formula is three trees, and then in between each of the trees you put and in between each of the trees you put 2 shrubs. So we'll probably go right there, and then we'll do a perennial on the floor, probably some sort of strawberry or something like that. That way we have the overstory, we have the mid-story, and then we have the floor story, if you want to call it that. And those are all perennials. That's what permaculture is. It's a way that where everything feeds off of each other, and it's getting the most food in the least amount of space possible. If you think about it, in this 15-foot space, in 15 feet, we're going to have 2 trees, 2 bushes, and then a whole bunch of ground cover. Now, little experiment I'm trying, and see the llamas. That's why we have 2 strands here now, because the llamas respect it. Doing a little bit of an experiment. See this electric fence wire? Well, the cows and the llamas have been without electricity on this for now going on over 2 weeks. They don't know it. Don't tell them. Shh. They don't know. But I think what I'm trying to see if is possible is if, you know, they just don't mess with this. They respect this all the way. Because the way that we're doing this now, what's up, Yoli? You guys need some water? Probably. You guys probably need some more water today. Okay, yeah, you need water in this one. There, they have water. But right here is a permanent paddock. Well, semi-permanent, kind of permanent, not so permanent, very easily movable permanent, but kind of permanent paddock. And that is all done with my 67 cents fiberglass fence post and 17 gauge electric wire. Huh, Yoli? You don't know. You're not misbehaving at all, are you? You're a good girl. Yeah, whoops. See, not on. None of this is on. And my thinking is if this works, maybe what we can do later on is on this side here, grow like grapes up this. And the next thing you know, you have like a hedgerow to where they're not going to go through that no matter what. Why? Because they just won't go through, you know, a whole hedgerow of hedgerow, I don't know what the heck it's called, hedgerow of grapes or kiwis or vining plants. Then if this all works out, what I'm kind of planning to do is, we still have a long way to go here in this lane, but what I think would be really cool is where these paddocks are. Okay, it's really easy to put up this, you know, this permanent paddock, if you want to call it. But what I'd like to do is maybe, you know, 6 feet out this way, right here, run another line. Then in the middle here, in the middle of those two lines, I know, Betty, in the middle of these two lines, go and plant more trees here. That way, you know, it's not taking too much space up. The cows will have more cover when they're in this paddock here. They'll have cover from these trees shading this way, because this way's north, this way's south, so they're going to get covered. And then they can get under the trees and create like a wind block when the bad weather comes through. Don't know if that'll work. So my thinking is, can I create permanent cow paddocks out of trees? That'd be pretty cool. I think it would be cool. It's getting the most out of our land, because I mean, just that little bit is not going to make a difference to what the cows eat and what they don't eat, but it will provide them more shade, which is always a good thing. What do you think, Betty? Will it work? Huh? I don't know. You're like, I want more water. You have enough for a little bit. I'll get you some when I finish planting these trees, okay? Then what's cool, this water line here that this is hooked up to, I can water these trees in. Probably won't do that today. Like I said, we're getting an inch of rain tomorrow. This cow. If I'm out here and I'm not moving her, she just yells at me and bellows at me and going, I want to move. Okay, well, I moved them this morning, so she's pretty cool. But let's get at it. We're gonna plant the other peach tree, the other 2 blueberries, and then we'll come through and mulch it, and then water them in, maybe, and then water the cows, because they're just bossy. They just yell at me all the time. They go, oh, we're not moving right now. I know, they will always love moving. Llamas love moving even more. Those guys there are really, really, really intelligent creatures. You know that? I highly, highly, highly recommend llamas. They don't test the electric. It's not even on. But this experiment, a little over 2 weeks now, working perfectly. All right, blueberries in. The guy at the nursery said, hey, you should make them stand up a little bit to where they are a little bit out of the ground, or like a little bit from being even with the ground. Don't know exactly why. I'll take his word for it, because he's kind of the expert. But this should work. Now, the only thing I'm thinking of, might be a little bit of an issue, is when Yoli was coming over to see what it was, those guys over there, right there, might be able to reach their heads through and get to the blueberry. We'll see. They're $5. It's just a little risk that I'm willing to take. But that's why you start small. You aim small so you can miss small too if you miss. But if you hit, guess what? That means you can keep doing it and do it bigger every time that cows are funny. That means that you can do it bigger every time that you have a success. You just get a little bit bigger. Okay, I planted a couple bushes today. They both stayed alive. Maybe next time we can do 5 of them. And after that, if they stay alive, hey, maybe we can do 20. Something like that. Just aim small, miss small, especially when it comes to this stuff, because I've never planted stuff like this before. The last couple trees that we did in the last video that we did talking about the orchard were the first trees that I think I've ever planted. Main thing, aim small, miss small. That worked really well for me when I was playing baseball and pitching. It's gonna work well here, I think, just in case we miss. It's probably not by that much or that big of a deal. What do you think, Ellie? Look good? Looks good to me. I think that'll work. Second blueberry plant in. Just gotta mulch it still. I'm gonna take some from over here because that's not being used right there next to the apple tree. But looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna put a couple tree guards probably on those, just maybe some woven wire around the circle. But funny story, we're planting blueberry and peaches. I'm not really a fan of blueberries and peaches. Now, I have a theory though. I think it's not that I don't like blueberries or peaches. I think it's that I don't like what's on them and how they're grown and just the different taste. I think if we grow them ourselves here in this system, I think they're gonna taste much better. Now, I'm no expert in this. Like I said, this is like the second time I'm planting trees and the first time like I'm planting shrubs. So no expert whatsoever. But I think that I might be onto something here. Worst comes to worst, I don't like it. I know Nicole likes the blueberries, she doesn't like the peaches, but we can put them in smoothies or something like that. I know I like it like that because, you know, everything's just blended together and everything. But I'm planting a plant that I know I don't like, but I think I might like the way I do it. Makes kind of sense. All right, so we're gonna go. All right, so we're going apple, blueberry. Gonna add in a nitrogen fixing tree there, probably another blueberry there somewhere, then or some sort of other shrub there, then shrub, peach, blueberry, shrub, apple, shrub, nitrogen fixer, shrub, the last peach that we got here. So that'll complete this little section here of apples and peaches right here. Now, the way this works for me, at least, especially because the cows have the priority. The cows are the priority here. Llamas too, because they're pretty cool. But see this T-post here? This is where my gate is. This is where my handles are. There's my electric gate handle, and then there's my makeshift electric gate handle. I might do a video on that because it's a lot better than that and a lot cheaper, and you can get more of them for like pennies. Now, this would be right here where I'm standing, the last place that a tree's gonna stand, or like the tree's gonna get planted. Why? Because these gates here, this is a gate between these two T-posts here. This is so I can, you know, take this down and get in here either with a tractor moving a hay bale around, the mower, whatever, you know, just so we have access right here to the tractor. Now the next system would start right here and then go all the way down to the next gate that we have. But I'm being sure to allow access to the pasture from the lane. The priority is the cows, but the trees here, they're just an added bonus. See, I created this lane here because I wanted an area to where I can run the cows electric off of, going that way and that way. Now, I could have done that with one wire, but check this out. See, if I did that with one wire, say I picked this wire here and ran it all the way down and then ran the electric going that way to that side of the pasture off of here, I'm still gonna have to drive on the pasture. I'm still gonna have to get out here at the mower, the tractor, whatever. What the lane does is this solidifies where the lane, it solidifies where the tractor and where all the, you know, the mower and everything that we're gonna drive on goes. Then it also creates like a little art area, you know, to where this can be our running path, green belt, whatever you want to call it. Just go for a walk out here in the orchard. Really, really pretty, and be able to see the cows. So it gives a little bit of separation between us and the cows, or if we have people come over or whatever, it's just a little bit easier. Now, the way I see it, I was gonna go and drive in the same spot on the land every time because, you know, you don't want to compact everywhere. So if I'm gonna compact here, I'm just gonna go a little bit farther out this way and a little bit farther out this way, create the lane, and then make it productive with trees, with shrubs, with other, you know, just with food. To where we get our beef, we have our fleece back there with the llamas, and here we got our fruits, and I don't think we'll do vegetables here, mostly just fruits and berries and maybe nuts, we'll see. But it also serves as a shade for the cows. They have that tree over there, but that's all the way down that way, and the sun shines that way, so the shadows cast across the road. Here they have this one tree here that gives them a little bit of shade, in which I like to film in because it just looks a little bit better. But they'll have this tree here eventually in, you know, 4, 5, 6 years, that's going to cast a whole shadow along here. They're going to hang out up here, they're going to poop more up here, they're going to fertilize more up here, which ends up leaching over and getting the tree. So they're working together. Now, in theory, this works. I could be completely wrong. You guys can call BS on me completely, but I think this works to where not only does it serve one purpose, but it serves like 3 or 4, and that's what we like here. Huh, Ellie? What does Ellie's purpose serve here? Ellie's gonna be producing calves for us, turns into beef. She fertilizes the land. Most importantly, she looks pretty. Isn't that a beautiful cow? Beautiful Longhorns. Longhorns are the best looking cows, by the way. I'll fight you on that. All right, that looks good to me. Gonna go get some mulch now, throw these in. Well, check it out. We got a whole, what's called this microscopic orchard now. You know, we have what? We have 4 fruit trees here. We got 2 olives or the driveway. That's gonna be the special thing that we're doing. 2 shrubs here, and you know, it's gonna look like the same thing on both sides, which will be, I think that'll be pretty cool. Now, gonna go get the mulch, make these look all nice and pretty, get them ready for tomorrow's rain, and cross our fingers that they do good. But first, I want to show you guys something. Check this out. Right here, this is a slice of, you know, earth that I took out, slice of dirt, where I was planting that peach tree. You can see how much topsoil we actually have. It's basically, it goes down to right about here and then turns into clay. It's not much at all. So we're gonna work with what we got. The pastures are not looking terrible. This is for the beginning of the new year. You know, we're at January 5th now, I believe the day is. And yeah, hopefully we get stuff that looks like this going down, you know, 7, 8, 10, 15 feet over the next course of however long we're here. That'd be pretty cool. That's what you talk about sequestering carbon. I mean, you look, there's some roots down here, but there's barely any. This is why we have goatweed right here, is because look, that's nothing. It's hard for stuff to go through that. Sure, it's happening like right here, but it's rare and far in between. But when we get better grasses, as we keep doing this, as we keep moving the cows every day, rotational grazing, using the nitrogen fixing trees, one of them that's going to go like right there, that's just going to help this whole area here. Things are going to get better, the cows are going to do better, the trees are going to do better, and most importantly, we're going to be doing better. Why? The food here is going to be so just nutrient dense and nutrient rich. Just watch, you know. I think that's why I'm going to like the peach and the blueberries. I normally just don't like it. It's just a thing for me. But I think I might like it. Just one, because I might force myself to like it because I grew it and planted it and did all the work to cultivate and, you know, grow it up and everything. But I just might like it because, you know what? It's done the way that I guess this would be called supposed to be. I know these are grafted varieties and stuff, so, you know, there's a little bit of tinkering going on, but that's not a bad thing. It's just a graft. But to do it our way, do it this way, I think it's really good. Now, gonna go get it mulched up and get back inside. Alright, I think that's about it. All mulched up. Dumped our extra right here because we're going to be putting more trees in, more shrubs, more perennials, more everything. Looks good. You know, I can't wait for springtime to come and they just get a couple leaves. I'm not expecting anything to produce any food this year. Maybe the blueberries, I doubt it. I very highly doubt it. But look at this. This will be extremely nice, going all the way to what I call the end of the world over there. And then once we get this side finished, we're going to go ahead and do that side. of the farm on that side, which is another, I don't know, about 800 feet. Both sides too, by the way. And then once we get that done, we'll see how it's working out to where maybe we can put trees going all along, you know, the different paddocks. That way, you know, just we got squares of trees everywhere, and the cows can have shade everywhere, and we can eat a lot of really good food. Now, if I do end up doing that, what I will do is everything that goes in that one road going in the pasture that way, it all ripens around the exact same, like, well, probably within the same week. That way you just go pick the whole row, go on. This way, not really doing that, because just learning, just a whole learning process. Gotta figure out what grows here well, whatever. You know, this is just for it to look kind of pretty, and if it produces something, great. If it doesn't, no big deal. When we do it that way I think it'll be a lot better. It'll be a little bit more on a scale to where, hey, you know, we might do a U-pick orchard here or something like that, just to have something cool, have something to where we get people out here, just have them do tours and stuff. So a lot of big plans, but for now, starting with you know, onesie twosies, aim small, miss small kind of thing. And you know, we get one more little shrub right here, and we fill it in with some perennial you know, ground cover or whatever you want to call it, small ones, you know, the third, you know, story down. This section right here, these 30 feet will be done. Long way to go. We have 2,000 feet, 1,000 feet that way, 1,000 feet that way, and then like 1,600 feet total on that side. Long way to go, but just imagine how much food this is going to produce. It'll be amazing, and we'll just be surrounded by just stuff. And with everything going on in the world right now, just a good feeling to be able to say, hey, we're set, we're good, we can give food to our neighbors, we can give whatever to whoever, and it's just a good sense of, you know, relief, if you want to call it, stress reliever. So gonna water the cows, go back inside. If you want to see how this turns out, if you want to see how we continue this, if you want to see, you know, this is a few year plan away to see if this actually works. I think it will. Everything that I've read, it will. Everything that I've seen, it will. But now, just to put in action, different story. If you want to see how that works, hit that subscribe button down below, hit the notification bell so you get notified when we put up new videos, hit the like button because it really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and then drop a comment if you like, alright? Until next time, see ya, bye.